Hello, my name is Neil O'Brien and welcome to the video called Pressure Fitness, or the one about worry. So in this video I'd like to talk about pressure, worry, and I'm going to touch on anxiety as well. I just describe pressure as really being like stress with a deadline. Like stress can just, if we're not careful, stress can almost become a habit, it can become a way of life. You can just, there's no middle or end to it. If we don't do something about it, it could just go on and on. Whereas pressure seems to be it seems to be all of that, but now there's a deadline. I have to have something delivered or finished by this afternoon or tomorrow or by Friday. So that's when we know we're kind of under pressure. Three other signs that we're under pressure are, first thing that happens to us is we speed up. We go faster. We think by going faster, we'll kind of somehow get past it kind of quicker. So examples of that are, sports people, when they feel they're under pressure, they do everything quicker. They make quicker decisions. If they make decisions, do everything quicker. They move quicker. They take the penalty quicker. Like they kind of rush themselves, I guess almost to get it over with. A live orchestra playing at a live event, for television, they'll play faster. The conductor is trying to hold them back kind of a little bit. If you're on holidays and you're driving through a city you don't know in a rented car and you're getting lost, you actually drive faster, which means you get lost quicker. And if you're a man, you'll never stop and ask for directions, but that's a whole other video right there. But that's pressure, is you go faster. We seem to think that's clever. Second thing is we go inwards on doubts. Instead of outwards on actions, we now start to doubt ourselves, our ability, our talent. If we're not careful, we then start to doubt the decisions we made today and yesterday and last week. And if we're not careful, we'll start then to doubt everything we've ever done, every important decision we've ever made. So pressure can do that to us too, is it can make us into our own worst enemy in a way. And then the third thing, I guess if you add those two together, like speed up and panic and doubt, well then you end up with the third symptom of somebody who's under pressure, and that is that they are constantly worried about the worst case scenario. The straight to worst case scenario all the time. This is it. My career is over, my marriage is over, I'm going to die. Like that's kind of straight to worst case scenario all the time. So that's what pressure can do to us. And I'm going to come back in a moment, of course, to what do we do about it. Worry then, I include worry in this video, and worry is like we're missing some information. There's an unknown thing. I'm waiting on an answer of a result or a test, or to know where my teenage daughter is at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like I'm missing some information. And that's what worry is. Worry is missing information. We're waiting on the result of something. Very often then when you get the result, and in some cases, even if it's bad news or it wasn't the one we wanted, well, at least now we've got something to deal with. Up until that point, we didn't. We were just left with our own imagination, and that can be a dangerous place to be. But now when we have the result, we're closer now to problem-solving mode. We're closer to, right, well, at least now let's just get on with it now. What are we going to do about this? And then finally, for now then, there's anxiety. And I would describe anxiety as it's almost like full body worry. Like worry, as I mentioned a moment ago, it tends to be more just head stuff, whereas anxiety has kind of taken over all of us. And it tends to disrupt basic daily functioning, is when you and I are anxious about something. When we're worried, we can still kind of get on a bit, we can kind of distract ourselves and maybe forget about it for a few moments, but anxiety is disruptive and it prevents basic daily functioning. So what are the remedies then? Well, as I mentioned, I've another video to do with stress management. We're still back to breathing. Breathing is really important. Exercise is really important. I saw a fantastic bumper sticker at one time, which was calm the body and the mind will follow. So if we can get your body to calm down a little bit and be less anxious, eventually the idea is that your head will slow down too and catch up as well. And of course, the most important one, particularly for anxiety, is to have the courage to ask for help. It might seem like the last thing you want to do, but it is the best remedy we have at the moment for anxiety. But don't underestimate the power of some physical exercise. I had a client recently who was worried about something, and we agreed that she would go for some walks or some gentle jogging in the evening time. I felt we were getting somewhere, and she phoned me then the next day saying, "It didn't work. It didn't work. I went for a run last night and my head was still as busy as when I left." I said, "How long did you run for 20 minutes?" I said, "But you didn't run long enough. So keep running. You keep running until you notice, for the last 3 minutes, I actually didn't worry for those 3 minutes." Well, now that's our magic point then, is whatever length of time that was, that's the magic element to it then. So what could I suggest in relation to those massive topics? I'm just really touching on them today in this video. So there's two things. First of all, sometimes we just have to accept that we have to wait on a result. We just have to accept that we're going to worry. That's not a weakness. That's not somebody who's not being positive enough. Sometimes, to some extent, just accepting that for the moment this is going to be difficult and this is going to be horrible, and just getting through the day for now is a result. So acceptance sometimes is the first place we go as a tactic or a strategy. And the second one, particularly for anxiety, is ask for help. You don't have to do all this on your own. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. At the moment you get the words out of your mouth, the healing will start immediately. So ask for help. Share it with somebody. Even write it in a letter to somebody, and that will help you almost immediately. Take care. Thank you.